Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Space Engineers as a German engineer. If you're new here, I'm Daniel. I've been born and raised in Germany, and I've been living and working as a software engineer in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley for the last 10 or so years. It is automatons time. Finally, the update has landed, the update and DLC, and we're running automatons right now in our Let's Play world. I'm super excited. I have a little story to tell about that as well, but I'll do that later in the episode, maybe while we're building something cool. I know we're in the middle of building our rocket ship. You can see the silo over here, and if we float up, I think you can see the tip of the rocket down there as well. But I want to take a little, not a break, actually we're going to do some of the things on the rocket as well. But there's a couple changes that I want to make to the base that I think are going to be important to the base and the rocket based on the automatons update. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. I think the main things that I want to do are, first of all, I want to make the airlock on the rocket actually functional. The other thing is, we have moved our MMR out there to the cobalt location. And last time we actually, was it last time? Maybe it was 2 episodes ago. We actually ran out of cobalt. We had to manually fly over to the MMR, load it up with cobalt. We actually destroyed our docking mechanism on the MMR while doing so, just to bring it back here because our drones are not working. Now with automatons and the new AI blocks, it is time to fix that. I want to use the new AI blocks on our existing drone. I want to rip off the flight controller and whatnot, not the flight controller, what is it called? The remote controller thing. I want to use the new AI blocks to automate that drone and make it work finally. So that's what we're going to do as well. I expect that to take most of the time today. And if there's more time later, we'll do some other cool things with automatons around the base. But making the airlock work on the rocket and making MMR drone finally work. And I have a couple of really cool ideas how we can make the MMR drone like next level. I think you'll be really excited to see that. So stick around for that. Okay, so here's the airlock that we have on the rocket. And there's a couple of changes that we need to do. Small changes mostly, I think. I do think we might want to replace this air vent with a full-sized one. I mean, I don't hate how it looks, but the main reason why I think we should do that is this grate right now, it takes up the interior space of these doors. And if we want a button or a sensor in here, which I think would be useful for helping to automate the space, we want the interior space available. So we'll get rid of the grate and replace the vent with a full-size vent. And then we'll need some event controllers and some buttons. And then I think we can make this a proper airlock here that actually functions like an airlock that pressurizes, depressurizes the interior space and so forth. Let's get to it. Oops. Okay. Did not consider this. These doors take a really long time to grind down. Full-size event. We're gonna use this one, or are we going to use this one? I think we're gonna use the other one. Okay, the idea is that when the doors are like this, then the space is pressurized. And this door should be locked, like as in cannot be opened when the space is pressurized. And to depressurize the airlock, you simply close these doors. That then causes this airlock to depressurize. And once it's depressurized, this door automatically opens. And then when you come in here, you close this door. Once this door is closed, it pressurizes the space, and once the space is pressurized, it opens this door. So what we need for this is some event controllers. And we're going to use a bunch of event controllers, I think, around the ship. And I also expect we'll need a bunch of timer blocks and some programmable blocks. So I'm actually thinking about maybe we should have like a computer core somewhere where we can put all of these. So let's quickly see. Maybe we'll just use some of this space here. Kind of like the idea of walking out here or something like this and looking at the computers. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. So I think I figured it out what I want to do. This here is going to be my living space. Since we can get rid of these blocks here, we can actually raise this up one level. Let me hook this up correctly, and then I'll raise it up. And if you guys are unfamiliar with the new blocks here, like the vent that we used up here and the other new blocks that came with the Automatons update and DLC, feel free to check out my Automatons First Look video. I'll put a link to it in the description, or maybe in the corner up here, or is it up there somewhere? You know, I go through all the different blocks that that came with the update in the DLC and like talk to them, so you should go and check that out. And just raise this up a level. I think my game crashed. Let's see how much we lost. Okay, game load again. Let's put a cow container right here. Really? It's crashing again? It crashed last time as well after I took material out of the cargo container. So now I'm a little bit concerned. I might try to... If it crashes now a third time when I take stuff out of the cargo container, I might try to turn off scripts. It's possible that me taking stuff out of the cargo container triggers the inventory script to build more stuff, and maybe the update broke something in relation to that script. So I'm definitely going to try that if it crashes again now. Yeah, let's just go to a cargo container. Let's grab material for a cargo container. And so far, not crashing. Okay. Let's see. I still don't fully trust this. Let's put another floor in here. Now we reduce the space here, but there's still plenty of space for a living quarter. So this block here is where we're gonna put in another ground level. So there's actually 3 high now. I don't know if we need 3, but maybe we'll move this up 1 more. Not 100% sure. So the space on top here is going to be the hangar for a small drone or craft. So then this space here is going to be our computer core. And one thing that I want to do is, because I think we will need this eventually anyway, if we want to build drones and whatnot, we'll put a beacon in here. And we'll put the beacon right here in the center, I think. Though I do want access still to a cargo container. So we'll probably move the cargo container a little bit. Now let's put it here. There you go. And then we'll still keep these connected with conveyors, I think. Are we crashing again? This is annoying. Okay, I looked at the logs of the game logs and I didn't see anything. What I'm gonna do is maybe I can briefly talk about also what was going on. So I upgraded my game to the autonomous update, and after that I couldn't load my Let's Play world anymore. I spent a whole day at least kind of trying to debug it and fix it, and eventually I was able to do so with a bunch of trickery, loading the game in old versions and saving it again and yada yada yada. That's why there's like so many kind of Let's Plays with version numbers here. But long story short, one of the things that I did that allowed me to load the game in the first place actually was disabling scripts and mods. I'm gonna do this for now, just to see if this fixes the crashes. If it fixes the crashes, I will go back and reactivate mods first and then scripts. If it doesn't fix the crashes, I'll go back and reactivate them, figure out what else to do. Where are we? So yeah, I want a cargo container here. So this space is going to be our computer core space. And I do want which I mentioned before, I want a beacon here. Because if we're going to do stuff with drones, one of the benefits of the beacon with the new AI blocks is going to be we can actually record all our drone movement in relation to the beacon. Like we can have a drone fly out of the spaceship and come back, even if the ship moves to a different space, to a different position. Nice. It gives this space a unique kind of like light texture as well. Let's see here. What else do we need? So we'll just put a couple of blocks down. I do want in the corners, I think it makes sense to have the programmable blocks, probably. Although, actually, I think it might make more sense. Let's see here. We will probably need a bunch of event controllers throughout the ship. Just give us enough to actually build that door up there. I don't want to spend too much time on computer core space right now. I need one for each door, I think. We might need a second one for each door, but I'm not 100% sure. So far, no crashes. Knock on wood. Let's see here. I need terminal access. Airlock vent. Set of actions. When it pressurizes, it needs to open the interior door, right? When it depressurizes, or is depressurized, it needs to open the exterior door. Okay, that worked. And then if we set it to depressurize, depressurize on. Nothing's happening. Why is it not happening? It's very slow. I assume we don't have any space in any tanks right now. That's okay. So I think part of the reason this happens is there's two reasons potentially. One, we have the oxygen O2 generators, but I think they should all be... No. Let's turn them all off. Okay. And then up here we also have this vent here, which will fill this oxygen tank here. And obviously all the other connected oxygen tanks as well. So we should add an event controller. Just stick it right here. Gas tank filled. Equal than or greater. 50% maybe? Sorry, we need to give this block a name. So I really need build vision. And we haven't had any crashes, so I'm actually gonna reactivate build vision. I'll leave the script off for now. Let's turn on build vision again and see if... I kind of hope that it's build vision, because build vision would probably get, I would assume, updated relatively quickly. Whereas if it's my scripts, I will have to debug that. Let's name this base oxygen tank, and then add blocks, and then select actions, external event, toggle block off, and toggle block on. Could be explicitly run. I mean, it's currently not triggering, I think, because it's not passing the threshold. So I guess we'll just toggle this off for now. So let's see now. If we close these doors, it should pressurize the space. And this should not be full. Yes, so it's 99.5%, and it's not filling up, which is good. So now if we set this to... close this, and we'll set this to depressurize. Yeah. This door opens. Perfect. Now we need an event controller that toggles the state of this depending on if these doors are open or closed. When this door closes, we want to switch this to depressurize. And when this door opens, we want to disable this door. Door opened. Record airlock interior door. Select actions. Oh yeah, this is actually, by the way... Oh, I should check if they did this with other blocks as well. We now can run multiple actions from a single event controller. We don't need a timer block just to run multiple actions, because we have multiple tabs here. So that's pretty cool. So the interior door opens. We want to disable the exterior door in that case. Interior door, exterior door. Toggle block off. When the door closes, we want to... do we want to? Maybe. We'll see. I'll think about this for a little bit more. I don't know if we want to turn that back on again the moment the door closes, or only if we want to wait until it's depressurized. We definitely want to, when the door opens, when the door closes, we want to depressurize the interior space. See here, with the air vent, does it have... It does not have multiple tabs. Okay. So in that case, to make our life a little bit easier, we're actually going to say that when the door closes, we'll also turn on the other door. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Like, it's better than having to put down a timer block just for that. Again, door open, close. Exterior door. Select actions. When the door closes, we want to pressurize, so depressurize off, and turn on the interior door. And then when the door opens, we want to turn off the interior door. Okay. Yeah, and so I'll need a button out here as well. And what this does is just it closes the interior door. And then this will depressurize the interior space. And then open this door eventually. I just need more. Can I somehow release some of it? How do I get rid of oxygen? To rebuild this tank? Yeah, so far no crashes, even with the mods back activated, so my guess so far is it might be my scripts. Okay, so let's fix this up here because it's filling up already. This one is off, okay. So that might be the other oxygen tanks just be balancing into this one, huh? Let's see if the other ones are losing or if they're also filling up. No, they're also... where's that coming from? Let's stop putting more stuff in there. There might be more vents that are set to depressurizing. This one is off, this one is off. This one is off. Oh, this one is on and set to depressurize. Okay. Yeah. I see. Okay, now it's stopped, yeah. Yeah, so like this whole... this vent needs to be off. Whenever a door opens, it turns off. Rocket airlock, interior door vent controller, set of actions. When the door opens, it needs to toggle block off. And then it needs to toggle the block on first. And then it needs to depressurize on. And then on the other one, the exterior door vent controller, depressurize off needs to actually be here. Depressurize off. And then this action here needs to be just toggle block on. And then this action needs to be toggle block off. Okay, let's see. Pressurized, open. Close. Depressurize, open. Perfect! Now we don't have to worry about this pumping everything full. Now the interior is open. So like if we want to get inside now, we can close the interior, which will toggle this. And now we can put a sensor in here that will automatically toggle both doors and allow us to get in and out. Want to use one of the new ones? Sure, why not? Actions. When it's detected, I toggle both doors. Oh, I do need a timer block here. I wish they would add these additional slots to the other trigger blocks as well. I think that would make a lot of sense. Okay, let's put a timer block somewhere. So now... Nice. Perfect. The only thing that we still need to do is put another button here so that we can actually open the door, the airlock, when it's like this.
Energy low.
There we go. Next stop, drone. Let's get to it. This is our drone ship. Basically, we want to start from scratch in regards to the timer blocks. Yeah, a lot of these things we would probably no longer do with timer blocks. Directly, at least not. But with event controllers. Like stuff like the ship has docked or the cargo is filled and stuff like that. And then the remote control, I don't think we really need that. So we might remove this. I don't think we need the ore detector here anymore. So we can also get rid of that. And I do want to change the docking. So like one of my theories on why I was struggling so much with docking these ships without breaking stuff was because I'm docking vertically. But when you're coming vertically, you have to fight against gravity. If you over or under steer, suddenly very heavily bump against the connector underneath you. Especially if the ship is fully loaded. So I wonder if we had a connector that doesn't invite you to connect vertically, but invites you to connect horizontally, if that would work better for us. So I think what I want to do is I want to have a connector in the back instead of in the bottom. And then change these connectors, both on the MMR as well as on the base, to come out sideways, so that the ship would dock horizontally. So let's just grind down the components that I just talked about. We'll leave the programmable block here for now, I think, even though we're currently not using it, the scripts are off. But that's just for the internal display anyway. Let's get the timer blocks off. Oh, I guess I just killed the promo. Well, okay. Now it needs to go. The remote control block. Let's see here. I think I need AI flight move and AI recorder task. I need to figure out how this works. I'm not sure if we need the basic tasks. I don't think so. But we need the flight move. And then the recorder task one over here somewhere. Okay, we'll just undock it, this one over here. So let's take this off. And then we'll put okay. So let's see if we can dock it now. Oh, we crashed again. And this time without scripts. It was when I engaged the lock. That's when it crashed. Okay, just need to check like where it actually saved. Let's move this ship here first. And let's rebuild this connector. And lock. And it crashed again. Wow. Huh. I mean, it'll just happen again, right? If I lock it, it'll just crash. Yeah, of course. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to debug this a little bit. I'm gonna try to dock and undock some other ships and other connectors and see if that works. I'm a little bit annoyed now. Okay, so maybe you guys can tell my outfit has changed. It's almost a week later now from the section that you just watched. And at this point, I have figured out what the problem was and was able to fix it. I'm now able, again, to dock my ships and everything. But let me quickly show you what the culprit was. So in case you run into similar problems, you might be able to fix your own game as well. Okay, so you guys might recognize this space here. Or not. But this is the entryway to the control room. And in this space, I use these heat vents for lighting. As you can see, they are opening and closing right now. So the way that this works is the more power the base uses, the wider they open up. Before the update, you were able to set the power dependency percentage to 0%. And that way they would just always be on. But the update introduced the bug that if they are set to a power dependency of 0%, the game would crash. I'm not quite sure what the exact condition for the game crashing was, because it didn't always crash. So I was sometimes able to load it, and but they would then crash as soon as I docked the ship. I would not be surprised if that's a threaded division by zero error somewhere in the code. But yeah, so that's the problem. I changed them to 1% for now, and as far as I understand, Keen Software House is aware of the problem, and they are working on a fix. So last time when we left off, we were working on transforming this ship here into a AUTOMATONS drone. So I think for next we should fly the drone over to the MMR. For now, I will not record any flight path or anything. But at the MMR we actually need to install a docking port again as well, because in the last episode we kind of like had a little accident. Let's put it that way. So let's see here. So we have a little landing pad here. The drone will hover for a while. That's okay. 3 hours. We should be able to finish this build here in 3 hours. I definitely want to change the conveyor sorter here. While I do think we will continue to need it to load the drone, I do want to have an option to unload stuff from the drone as well. So I'll have a second conveyor sorter that points the other direction. And then we'll just basically have the docking port come up here, and then we just back into it. I think it means I need to replace this block here, this one, with a junction block. So we can put another conveyor sorter in front of it. Let's weld this up, repair some of these things, kind of tidy this up all a little bit, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, this is welded up. Let's see if we can dock. So, need to figure out how to use these AI blocks and how to record a path. So I think we just need to turn this one on and turn this one on. Okay. Record interval 1.7 second, minimal distance 1 meter. Reference BUC beacon. I want to put a beacon on the MMR, and I want the beacon to be the reference. Can I change the reference waypoints like in the middle? The idea here is, right, if I can have waypoints in here, some waypoints reference one beacon and other waypoints be in global space or reference another beacon, then I can put a beacon on the MMR and then just have, when it comes to approaching the MMR, I'll have all the waypoints in reference to the MMR beacon, and when it comes to returning to the base, I will have all the waypoints in global space or in reference to the base beacon. But then if we had it set up that way, and if that's possible, then we could have the drone fly between the MMR and the base continuously, regardless of where the MMR is placed. So if we move the MMR somewhere else, the drone will just go to this other location and service the MMR, and we wouldn't have to reset up the waypoints at all. Here's the thing. I would like to test the beacon function, but I think I'm not sure how to. I guess I could disable the waypoints, potentially. Okay, here's what I'll try. We will record. And we will just fly this good boy over here. And do like a loop. And roughly come back. Let's see if we can get the ship to fly the path though. I guess we'll set it to repeat. And play. Moving to next 0. I want very little pitch and very little roll, really. Oh, is there all these little dots here? Are these the waypoints? They might actually be. Where's it going to, though? Waypoint 9? Flying away from it. Let's turn it off. Turn it back on again. Waypoint 0. Huh. It's doing the same thing it did, where it's just reversing away from the point. If I, will that change anything? Okay. So this time it did a full loop. The only thing I can imagine is that the minimum height setting that I had, because I changed that to 0 now, and that may have messed with it a little bit. So the way I think to test if the beacon is working or not is actually the following. So my guess is that if the beacon is not on, it will not be able to use it for the flight path, right? I guess the beacon is now on. If it... Should I be concerned? We're getting really low here. Oh, I see. Okay. So... Haha. It's not on a per waypoint basis, but the waypoints that I have recorded... Like... Let me, if I turn off the beacon... If I put this here, can I... Beacon, beacon, beacon... Oh, it's not in here. I won't be able to turn it off and on. So I think what we could do, we could have 2 AI recorder tasks. One to fly to the base, and one to fly to the MMR, and one uses the MMR beacon, and the other one uses global space. I think that should work. Let's turn this off for now, and fly back quickly. Let's get it docked. Okay, and have it charge a little bit. And while we do that, we install a second AI recorder. So the way to dock, to get like a good docking sequence, I think, is to dock first, and then let's undock and just fly out straight. And we'll put a waypoint right here. Actually, a little bit out. Actually, we'll just back up. Put another one right here. Can we duplicate waypoints later? No, we cannot. In that case, I'm going to add another waypoint right here, because we will have to stop the craft when it arrives, and then we want a waypoint, I think, to trigger some actions potentially when we're leaving. And then let's lock and unlock, and then fly forward, add a waypoint, add one more here. So that should finish this whole maneuver. So let's see here. If we put this in a random position somewhere, here we need to pause. High behavior is on. Play. This definitely did not work. I think it paused it. I think it paused it correctly. So it pauses it, but we can't resume it. Pause. Yeah, no, it... We can toggle it on and off. But it's not respecting the direction. So maybe vertical landing is the only option that I have. Okay, let me do a little bit of research quickly here. Okay, so I didn't really find anything about like how to do the backup, but I had an idea myself. So I added another recorder block, and this one is pointing the other direction. So for this recorder block, this is forward. So any instructions that go through this recorder block, like it'll fly the ship in this direction. So it'll just back it up basically because it thinks that's forward for the ship. Yeah, and also by the way, it's now showing the paths here correctly. I don't know what I changed. What I need to do now is record the approach path. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start in the docking position. I'm also going to turn off my connector, and I'm going to get a little bit closer here. I think this might be useful. So what I need to do now is I'm going to record all the points in reverse order, and then I'm going to use the reverse order button down here. Record one point here. I'm going to record this here. I'm going to record this one. And now I'm going to reverse these. And now if I hit play, it should... Huh. Okay, so it missed that waypoint, and now it's just going to fly away forever. I had this a couple times, and I'm not entirely sure what is causing this. Let's just turn this off and turn it back on. Now it's working, hopefully. It's doing it again. I wonder if it's related to the downwards firing thrusters still. I mean, I have one on the ship, but I also only have one. Let's give that another shot. I mean, it certainly immediately worked this time. Okay. Let's try this the other way around again. Looks good. So far, the additional thrusters seem to be doing their thing. Okay, let's turn on the dock this time around. Okay. That's looking great, actually. Let's wait until it's charged, and then we will deal with the MMR docking. Okay, I am at the MMR. The first thing I want to do is I want to install a beacon, because, as I mentioned earlier, a beacon will allow us to fly to the MMR and dock, and then undock and fly away again, regardless of where the MMR is placed. So if we move the MMR to a different location, no problem. Our drone will still find the way to the MMR and be able to dock and do all this good stuff. We need to find a place for the beacon. I mean, we could put it on this arm here, I guess. Or maybe we can stick it in here. This welding arm here, I don't think I need that for anything anymore. Okay, there we go. I need 2 more AI recorder blocks. So we'll do the same thing as over here. We'll put one forward and one backward. So for the MMR recorder blocks, we need to turn on the MMR beacon. This one here. And the same one for the leaf. This one here. Let's see. So let's turn off the dock here. We're going to record the docking sequence first. And as we did at the base, we're going to record that in reverse order and then just reverse the waypoints. And now we're going to do the same thing in reverse. Well, when I say the same thing in reverse, we're going to basically do the same thing again. Let's turn it off. Record the first waypoint. I'm doing this, by the way, recording this waypoint just that we can trigger some actions when we start that sequence. So we do need to still change the order of the approach. And now we should be able to just test these. Okay, so that's great. Then let's start the leave sequence. Perfect. So what we need to do next, I want to set up some timer blocks that help us with the docking sequence. And we already have these timer blocks over here, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, where are they? They're somewhere here. So undock. We assume either one of the connectors. We're not... So I think we're just going to do the actions for both. We're going to toggle the blocks off. So when we're disconnecting, when we're undocking, we're just turning them off. That way we don't... we won't accidentally reconnect or anything weird like that. And then the dock timer block. I'm gonna lock this. This timer block runs when the ship is actually ready for docking, and we will use an event controller to do that. Okay, let's do event controllers. Stick them in here. One thing I want to do, I want to test, is if I have another event controller that detects the unlocking, can I just automatically reactivate the batteries when I undock the ship? Event controller, connector. Oh, I guess I can just use the other one. Yeah. When it disconnects. So now, I'm gonna risk this. That's safe, just to be sure. So now when I unlock, well actually, like if I put the batteries to recharge, if I unlock they should turn on. I didn't unlock, what happened here? Something might be wrong with my event controllers. Undocking ready. I see, wait. So this one would immediately lock the connector again. Yeah. So this one might need to be off. So let's give this another shot. Oh, there, it worked. Perfect. Nice. And when I lock, it goes to recharge. Perfect. And so if I unlock, boom. Nice. This way we'll never have a ship crash again because we forgot to toggle on the battery. So now, in the MMR approach, in fact in both approach actually. Oh, actually, yeah, so we probably should still have timer blocks here. So we can share them between the two, I think. Yeah, we don't need the dock and undock timer blocks anymore. Okay, in the start approach, we need to toggle on these connectors. And we also want to reduce the speed, I guess. I guess we should turn on precision mode because we might not want to have it on all the time. We should have collision avoidance off. Okay, so leave. Want to disconnect the connectors, I think. Unlock. Unlock. Anything else that we need to do? I don't think so. Now we just need to hook up these two timer blocks with the correct actions. Approach base. First waypoint. Set up action. Approach timer block. Trigger now. Approach MMR. And so this is why I recorded by the way, the first waypoint to be exactly at the connector, or not kind of like a remove from the connector, because I can now set up this action here for this waypoint to trigger this timer block. And whenever I start this sequence, it will run this action, and I don't need to run this timer block separately. So I should be able to just turn on, and now I should be able to play the MMR leave. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think it worked. Let's try the docking at the MMR. Why is this not working? Oh, this is adding waypoints. So I just added a bunch of waypoints. So this is the right panel here. Let's run this one. This is the approach one. It's not actually showing me the AI functions though again. Whoa. Okay, turn it off. What happened? Let's try that again, maybe. Why did it stop? I don't know what happened. Let's try it again. Doesn't show me the waypoints. Let me save and reload. That kind of, I think, may have helped last time when I couldn't see them, because it would be really helpful to debug this. Okay, so show AI functions, yes. There we go. Let's do the approach for the MMR again. But it's not actually doing anything. I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait. I'm decreasing the speed limit. I bet you speed limit is 0. Gonna remove this for now. Air flight. Speed limit is 0. Yes. Okay. Okay. Here we go. It's not flying to the correct waypoint. Okay, it comes to 0 and it should fly to 1, but it kinda is, but it struggles with flying down, and now it's like, oh, let's just... Okay. I'm gonna try to re-record the approach, I think. That might be necessary here. I think I'm gonna cut out the angled approach. Turn off the dock, get closer. Add a waypoint here. Add a waypoint here. Add a waypoint here. Then reverse the order, and then on waypoint 0, we're gonna call the approach timer block. Trigger now. Now, let's try that again. Not quite. Okay, this time it worked. I'm not sure why it didn't turn correctly the first time around. It didn't connect though. Oh, connecting to the grid and disconnecting got rid of all the AI functions being rendered. Oh, that's annoying. Let's see. Let's try to approach once more. Why is the ready to connect block not triggering? It should lock. Why is it not locking? It has to do with it being turned off, right? Let's see here. If I turn it on now, cargo ship connector is not ready to lock. Cargo ship horizontal connector is ready to lock. That's just not correct. Turning this on and off doesn't fix it. Turning these on and off will not fix it either, because that's actually what breaks it. Maybe I shouldn't turn them off then. Or I should turn them only off when they're not ready to lock anymore. Yeah, let's turn them off when they're not ready to lock anymore. Oh, bunch of stuff just got repaired here by locking. Interesting. Let's unlock. Yeah, now it's off. Turn it back on. Let's see if it will lock. Yeah, it's not auto-locking. Oh, wait. It did. It locked, right? Yeah. Approach. Let's see. There, we're locked. Perfect. Let's do leave. Perfect. So in theory, I should be able to just hit the approach base sequence now, and it should just fly there. Let's go. All right. So this is the reason why we need an additional two additional recorder blocks, because the actual approach is recorded in reverse. It has a reverse recorder, the recorder that points basically backwards, so that we can dock backing into the base basically. If we want the ship to fly forward, then we need to add some additional recorder blocks. I mean, it is a drone, and it has the same thrust capacity forwards as it has backwards, so really, like, it doesn't really matter, but it does look a little clowny. So let's quickly do that. The MMR travel block needs to be in relation to the MMR beacon. So the travel MMR will have one point that is exactly in the same location here. So I'm just going to hit add waypoint. And we're going to put a waypoint for the travel base right here. Add waypoint. So I think what we can do now is, if we have the AI recorder task and we say leave base on waypoint 2, we can just activate the travel MMR. We can just hit play. And in the travel MMR, when we reach waypoint 0, we can just run approach MMR. And then on the leave MMR, waypoint 2, we can do a travel base. We'll just play this. So, and now, if I travel to the MMR, let's just go and turn on autopilot. Oh, I guess we're still approaching the base here. Let's see if it successfully does this. Okay, we're docked. Perfect. But I think what we can do now is, like, we can just leave base. Oh, the waypoint survived this time. And now we should be traveling to the MMR. Did I install these in the wrong direction? I thought F is... oh, wait. F is forward. And it's pointing this way. Okay. And now we'll need 2 timer blocks. When we're traveling between the destinations, we want the collision avoidance on, precision mode possibly off, and we probably also we might want to increase the speed on other things. And we are going to set up this action here, right, to travel to the base, like we had it before. Travel base, play on off, and so that we can't put a second action here to run the timer block, which we haven't installed yet even, right? So maybe we should do that quickly. Let me do that quickly just so that we have that. We have the start leave timer block and the end leave timer block now. And so we're going to go to the leave MMR task recorder. Right now this action here is to start the travel to base. What we're going to do now, we're going to record another waypoint right in the same location. And we're going to make this one the travel to base, play on off. And we are going to change this one to be your leave end timer block. So this way we can run 2 actions in the same location, basically, right? We'll run the timer block first, and then we'll head off. So let's set up the timer block. I wish there was a reset speed limit. Okay, we'll leave the speed limit at 10 for now. Let's get the leaf base. My space engineers just crashed. Okay, so I reloaded here. Let's see where we are at. Do we have the... no, we don't have the event, the timer blocks on yet. Trigger now. Once we've set this all up, the only thing that we need to do is trigger when the drone is to leave, right? That is basically when it's unloaded or when it's fully loaded, both in terms of cargo as well as in terms of batteries. Go. As it reaches the travel destination point, it should automatically switch into the approach maneuver. I think that's what it's doing right now. And maybe it's not. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Let's do the travel again to base. I may need to re-record this approach as well. So let's try that again, I guess. And docked. Let's travel back to the MMR to see if that worked. Alright, we need to set up the leaf base. That's why we came here. To add an additional waypoint. Dock this again. And then give that another shot. Okay. Let's go. No, something is weird here. Okay. Let's travel to base. Let's try that again. Okay. Approach base is active. You can see the little on icons in the bottom bar there. So the slot number 1 is on right now, which is approach base. And we're docked. Okay. And now I press leave base. Leave base is active. And travel MMR is active. Okay, this time it worked. I think. It's behaving a little bit weird, but that might be collision avoidance. But it seems to be working. Okay. We arrived at the MMR, and MMR approach is active. And we're docked. And let's return back again. Leave MMR. Okay, base travel is active. Okay, we are approaching the base here. Should switch over into the approach mode any moment. So it was still on travel to base when it started doing what it did. I don't know. Debugging the stuff is much harder without being able to see the waypoints, frankly. It's doing it again. Why would it do this? Now it switched over. I wonder if it's collision avoidance. Because we're too low to the ground. So just put the travel point like higher up and further away. Let's give it another shot. That's fine. So I'll have a dock here now, and then I will set up the event blocks for it to leave once it has unloaded and the batteries are charged, and for it to leave at the other side when the batteries are charged and it has unloaded. Unloaded? Loaded. We need a couple more event blocks, event controllers. Do we have any left over? Undocked, undocked. So this one is... And this one is also... Yeah, okay. So this is the event controller for leaving the base. Well, MMR drone cargo empty event controller. Cargo fill percent less than or equal 0. Cargo ship, yep. Blocks. All of them. And then I need MMR drone battery charged stored power greater than or equal threshold 100%. Then we'll do cargo ship battery. Okay, the ship is fully charged. So we need a couple more event blocks. So we only want to have the ship leave when the cargo is empty and when the battery is charged. So we need another event block, event controller to achieve that. And then we need another event controller to determine, like over at the MMR, when the cargo is filled. And then another event controller that combines those signals again. So we need a total of 3 more event controllers here. Okay, and we're going to set this up first here, cargo filled, because we might not be able to reach it exactly 100%. So let's do 95%. So the trick here, so how do I combine these 2 signals, right? What I can do is I can actually use the block on-off switched. And the way that this works is that I will put some lights on these event controllers. Okay. So now I'm going to use these event controller, cargo empty event controller, select actions, cargo empty is turn on, turn off, cargo full event controller, select actions, turn on, and turn off, and then the battery event controller, turn off, turn on, turn off, and now the base leave ready controller, I do a block on off switched, and I will use the state lights, the cargo empty, and the battery charged state light, and we'll say both of these. And only if both of them are on, I will do leave base. Play. So let's put something in here. Let's see if the event controller turned off the light. Yes, it did. Perfect. So let's put the gold in here. There we go. Perfect. It did this again. Collision avoidance and precision mode. I'm gonna remove these 2 again. I have a feeling they are messing with this. Let's give this another shot. Let's travel to the MMR. And docked. Perfect. So now we just need to set up the MMR leaf ready. Block on off. And want all of them battery charged. State light. Cargo full state light. And then select actions. We do leave MMR. Play. So now we just need to turn on this conveyor sorter here. Turn on. Let's fill it up. The industrial cockpit is not full yet. Now. And we're leaving. Perfect! Haha! Okay, let's see if it can actually make this though. It's now on a significantly more load than it was before. But it seems to be doing it. It's very, very slow. I don't Okay, now it's actually accelerating. Okay. Okay, so we have approached the base, but did not dock. That's annoying. But yeah. So this light went on, so this tells me I can see the batteries are not fully charged. This tells me that the cargo container is probably empty. Yeah. So everything's empty here. And as soon as the batteries are fully charged, the drone will take off again and go back to the MMR. There we go. So let's see if it can do a full circuit by itself. It did the thing again, where it just immediately switched to the approach. Why is this not working? Okay, I need to double check this. This is... Yeah, it did it again. What is going on? Oh! I can't believe the drone survived this. Oh, okay. Maybe loading it up to 100% is a little bit too much. I'm not lifting. I can't get it up. Where's it going? Let's try it again. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh man, I don't know what's going on. No, it's doing it again. It's doing it again. I wish the AI blocks visualization wouldn't constantly break. Wait, what's happening here? Okay, don't mess this up. Try it again. Let's try it again. I should just give up with the drones. Excuse my French. What's happening here? Oh nice, now it flips around. And just continues flying away from the point. Okay, I have no clue. I've tried. I've added a bunch of more thrusters, more gyros, but it'll just flip around here and reverse back. It does it very, very consistently. This also doesn't work well. Oh, no, don't crash. Please don't crash. Let me see if this still happens when I empty out the ship. Now it works. Okay. So it works without cargo. Maybe it works with just one cargo container filled, huh? I still have downwards firing thrusters, right? Yeah. Okay, this worked, I think. Let's add a little bit more. Nope. Oh, shoot. I think we were able to get it to work with just one cargo container. I'll just do that. Then it'll just fly more often. I'll just grind down one of the cargo containers a little bit so it can't be used. used to do this when collision avoidance was on. Why was collision avoidance not off? Because it never reached that place, right? Yeah, I think I'll just turn off collision avoidance entirely for now. I'll turn it off as part of the reaching the travel destination, I think. Oh no, I can't. Oh no, I can. I just play two. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, so here we are. Add waypoint. Add waypoint. I need two. The first one is gonna turn off collision avoidance. Off. And the second one is going to do the approach to MMR. Play. Can we leave now? No. Why can't we leave? It's not working anymore. I'm literally on that spot. 0. Oh. Leaving the cockpit does it? Sure, whatever. This game. I will call this a success. I made it strip back and forth a couple times. No problem. It's filling up and emptying out nicely. The batteries are charging up nicely. I think everything is working exactly like I wanted. Except for that I only have half the cargo capacity that it in theory should be able to carry. But, you know, you can't have everything. You need to pick your fights. This was a lot of sweat. No blood, thankfully, but I'm glad we finished it. And I'm glad we made it. Let's just see how long it takes until this drone falls out of the sky. I'm sure it will eventually. Cool. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you saw anything that I could have done better. If you know why the drone behaved the way that it did. If you know some tricks how I can make it work even when there's more cargo, more load on it. The comment section below is where to do this. Also, you might want to check out the Discord server. There's a link in the description as well to the Discord server. There's a bunch of people hanging out. We're talking about space engineers and all kinds of other things. And also, if you're into my Let's Try short form video series, you can come to the Discord server. You can propose games for the series as well as vote on upcoming games. So check it out. It's really cool. And if you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. I upload Space Engineers videos every week, and there's lots of other stuff to explore on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye. Bye-bye, drone. See you soon.